DC and James Gunn are rebooting the cinematic universe, and it looks like Blue Beetle is here to stay, and this movie was pretty good. Outside of The Flash, this has been a pretty good year for comic book movies. We're talking spoilers, by the way. I knew absolutely nothing about the Blue Beetle going into this movie, and I'm pretty sure I never even heard of him. I thought it was pretty cool to see a movie about a Latino superhero, especially for a film that was supposed to go straight to streaming but got bumped up to theaters. James Gunn is the new head of DC Movies, and he's the mastermind that's supposed to save this dumpster fire we all know as the DC Cinematic Universe. Black Adam is over with, Shazam failed and never looked interesting to me, and Flash, let's not even talk about that. But from what I read, it does look like the Blue Beetle is a part of the DCEU, confirmed by James Gunn in an Instagram post, which makes me happy because I actually enjoyed this movie. I had no expectations going in, but it was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I don't want to butcher his last name, but Zolo plays Jaime, or Blue Beetle. I also don't want to butcher her last name, but Bruna plays Jenny Cord, and god damn, she's fine. Shout out to Neymar. George Lopez plays Rudy, Susan Sarandon plays the main villain, and that's just a few of the main characters. The character of Blue Beetle was actually really cool, and like I said, I know nothing about this character, but his suit was amazing, and I thought Zola did such a great job in this movie. I really enjoyed his relationship with his family for the most part, and he's a character that I would want to see expanded on in later movies, whether on his own or in other characters. I saw some people on the internet saying that his character was annoying because he was screaming for the whole movie, but that didn't really bother me at all. I mean, if I was in the crib chilling with my family and some alien suit shot me up to outer space, yeah, I'll probably be screaming and yelling too. The only thing I didn't really like about him was his no killing rule, which is in almost every superhero movie. If you're aiming guns and you're shooting at my family, I'm sorry, I'm ripping your head off. That's why I love a show like The Boys so much, because to me, that's an accurate representation of what it would be like if superheroes were in the world. I'm a big George Lopez fan. I thought he was so good in this movie. He played a much bigger role than I thought he would. I remember waking up at 2 a.m. and seeing his giant head jumping up and down on my TV as a kid. Story-wise, which I'll talk about my issues later, his character was such a cheat code, but whatever. You just so happen to have this uncle that knows how to build all this stuff. He knows how to use this super high-tech computer, and he knows how to fly a giant beetle ship. But the movie was fun, so I'll ignore it. The first 20 or so minutes, I was really bored and not feeling it, but literally from the moment he got his suit, I was fully engaged. His transformation was a lot more graphic than I was expecting, but it was really cool to see. His powers and being able to make anything he could think of was really cool, kind of like a combination of Iron Man and the Green Lantern. The story for this movie was pretty generic. It wasn't anything we haven't seen before. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad, it was just good. I thought the movie had a pretty good balance between its humor and its serious scenes. I'm no fun, I'm Squidward. I like the comic book movies where the tone is a little more serious. Batman is my favorite superhero, and I always love the tone of his movies, at least the most recent ones. Blue Beetle had a couple of jokes that actually worked. I went pretty early in the day and my theater wasn't that packed, but it was a couple of jokes that made the entire room laugh, including myself. And I hate everything. It was one moment where Jenny and Jaime were about to kiss, but they got interrupted by George Lopez. We've seen this plenty of times. We've seen this in other movies. But when they were trying to play it off and act like nothing happened, this man Jaime said, "Her dad died." Bruh. My entire theater bust out laughing, and when this man stood up, he pulled his t-shirt down over his pants trying to hide his manhood. Hey, we all been there before. But even with those moments, the movie still had plenty of heart. You really felt and related to the character. Well, at least I did. This is gonna sound messed up, but I actually enjoyed that the dad died. Relax. I just hate when movies do the whole death pump fake. Now, what didn't I like? Get Susan Sarandon the f out of here. She's a legend, she's highly respected, but her acting and her character were terrible. I don't know if it was the writing, if she was there just to get a check, but she was horrible. The younger sister Milagro, outside of the backhanded slap at the end of the movie, I didn't like her at all. Milagro was so annoying to me, and I feel bad for saying that. Cool name though. Shout out to the tequila. The other bad guy, Conrad, had a lot of potential I thought was wasted. I feel like it would have worked better if they revealed his story a different way earlier in the movie, and then they could have said he was brainwashed or he lost his memories. I had already thought he was being brainwashed early in the movie, and as soon as I saw his family lock it, I was like, yep, he's gonna be a good guy at some point. They had one moment that was really stupid. They needed to get this key when they were trying to figure out a way to remove the scarab from Jaime's back, and to get the key, they needed to go back to the Cord company building or whatever. When they were game planning, they were hyping us up like, oh my God, this building is gonna be under heavy lockdown. How are we going to get in there? They get there, it's like 4 security guards. If that's how they get down when they on high alert, I would hate to see them on a regular night. They had a lot of moments that could have made this a great movie, but they didn't stick the landing. Like, to me, it would have been cool to see an inner conflict with Jaime, since the Scarab is supposed to be this killing machine. Like, what if early in the movie the Scarab accidentally killed somebody, and then that's the reason why Jaime doesn't want to kill anyone? And then at the end of the movie, when he wants to kill Conrad and the Scarab stops him, that could have been a full circle moment, since now Jaime is the one that needs to be stopped. That could have been a cool moment. The grandma caught the most bodies in this movie, and I don't know if people saw that George Lopez straight up murdered a dude. He killed the dude with the leg on the Beetle ship. As of this recording, it looks like Blue Beetle will be #1 this week, making around 25 million. If updated numbers come out, I'll just post that instead. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic score of 76% and a fan rating of 92%. I ain't like it that much, but I'm gonna give this a 7, which is a good on my scale. A fun movie that could have been great if they just tweaked some things. Zolo seems like a great choice to be the character, and he's someone I connected with. George Lopez was great, cool suit, and good origin story for a guy like me that didn't know anything, but Susan Sarandon's character was f***ing terrible. The story isn't anything unique, and the writing was really lazy at some points. Like when Jenny hands him the hamburger box, the building is going on lockdown and they say to lock all doors. He and other people just walk right out the building. Also, I can't really picture the Blue Beetle being in the same movie as Superman, Batman, and others, but we'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. What are your thoughts on this movie? Did you enjoy it? Are you excited to see Blue Beetle in future projects? Let me know in the comment section below. Love you guys. Tell someone you love them. I go by Genesis. See you in the next life.